Hey, what is up, guys? It's Blanky Speed here. You know why we're here, all right? If you read the title, you know why we're here. As I pull up OBS, it's because of Wisper. This guy, he's just different. He's different. He's someone I aspire to be when it comes to Dota 2 gameplay. And we're gonna watch it out because we're gonna watch his Batrider. If you don't know why we're watching his Batrider, this was a best of one between Beast Coast and Hikori in the lower bracket to see who stays in the tournament. And he goes 18-0 in a 36-minute game. He goes 18-0. My man ended the game with a Dragonlance. He kind of bought it early too, unironically. That's pretty funny. He didn't even buy this before the game ended. I think he actually just thinks it's good, which is crazy. We'll talk about it. I kind of like the concept. Either way, let's watch some of Wisper's gameplay. This guy is crazy. So if you don't know why they picked Batrider here, honestly, I don't either. No, I'm kidding. I think the reason why they pick it here is they probably feel that when they see that the SF is safe lane, the Batrider can do well against SF safe lane because it can keep the distance, and SF has to be very careful about approaching and raising Batrider because if you mess up, he'll just fly on you, and if you don't hit a long raise before he flies on you, he'll just kill you because you won't be able to slow him. So, bit of a weird matchup. Can actually go both ways in the lane. I think SF can dominate Batrider, but I think Wisper gets first blood at the runes if I'm not mistaken, and that really sets him up for just a dominant game. Starts with a stick, pretty well-rounded item build. Does he get first blood? Yeah, that's massive. I don't want to say that is the main reason he wins his lane, but it's really huge. The fact that he gets to buy a null and a second set of tangos is so brutal for the enemy lane. Either way, let's talk about everything he does, because honestly, this is going to be not too long of a video. I want to mainly focus on what I think is really impressive. The lane is definitely part of that, and the big thing about Batrider is you're pretty weak early on. Only 46 damage. Obviously, that's amped by Sticky, as somehow he gets that deny. It's really good. It gets denied. But the big thing is that he's actually going to be playing off a dragged wave. So Clock will drag the wave, and if you're going to play Batrider off lane, you kind of need to make sure you have teammates that understand how bad you are early on. To be fair, if you're going to do something like this, like pick Batrider off lane, you can kind of get away with it much easier in pubs. Mechanically, this hero is really hard, so not in that regard. But the thing is, rip the raise. But the thing is, basically, Batrider, if the enemy isn't a good laner, you won't get punished, and the main way to beat Batrider is to really destroy his CS in the early waves. But because of the clockwork dragging the wave, they're going to be able to static it here, and this is huge, right? Being able to static the wave near your tier 1 is best case scenario for Batrider. For two reasons. Number one, you're weak right now, and number two, if you do decide to chase down the enemy, you have a lot of room, right? And this room is very important, right? The more room you have to chase, the better. And you'll see him actually not aggro deny, but he'll deny quite a bit here. Deny pretty hard. And by denying pretty hard here, he'll be able to get the wave back. I'm even surprised to see him auto-attack that melee creep down. Maybe he's just afraid of the SF denying it. But either way, he'll slightly shove the wave here. The only reason why he's slightly shoving the wave here is he doesn't really want his wave doubled up. If the wave doubles up, it's very hard to actually go aggressive because you'll miss creeps, right? Basically, if you go aggressive when the wave is doubled up, you'll tank the creep wave, which is not good as a ranged hero. Even if it doesn't seem like a big deal, it's not good, especially if it's double range creep. Those will shred you. And you'll miss creeps potentially, right? Because the wave will shove in so hard when you're going for a kill. Will he look for Lumiere here? Lumiere does a great job of putting pressure, right? And he understands you can't commit it to the raise. Yes, he builds up a bunch of stacks of Sticky, but you can't commit in, at least not yet, right? If the SF manages to hit a long raise when he sees you approaching, you won't be able to actually commit for the kill. He'll now pick up his boots, and this is the thing. Once you have boots, you can start looking to get aggressive. Maybe he looks for the kill here. Level 4 is your main timing, because that's when you can take Flame Break plus your Firefly. No, they just go for it anyway. Does this work? Maybe this just works. Clockwork is the best. Honestly, I think Clock is probably the best support you can have as a Batrider because he trades the best out of basically any melee 4 with position 5s. Like, he just trades one-on-one really well, which enables you to have a decent early start, which is really important on Batrider. And just his ability to keep on top of people and enable you to chase is so good. Right? It's so good compared to a lot of the other heroes. So they're going to chase down Lumiere. They get the kill into the SF. Flame Break comes out, skills it up at level 4, And Gardic turns around here, which was so wild. I remember watching it, I'm like, what? Don't feed him a double kill, what the hell? But yeah, now my man is rich. He's so rich. He is so rich. 600 gold on SF at minute 4 is insane. It is an insane lead. But yeah, they managed to get the wave back. They static it extremely well. Even here, he's pulling great creep aggro to try to keep the lane back. Even just that slight creep aggro, just so you guys really see what I'm talking about. This slight creep aggro keeps the lane back for a longer period of time, right? Pulls it back there, just slightly off the melee creeps, and that's going to make the wave static here instead of here, which could be the difference between killing a hero or not if you decide to put pressure. Makes it really weird for the SF to approach. And yeah, the SF feels pretty screwed now, right? He doesn't know what to do because he has to try to long raise the bat, but now, especially now, with the range drops and tranquils, these raises aren't going to mean anything, right? They're not going to mean anything. Is he actually... Okay. I was going to say, they're not killing SF, right? But they're going to kill Gardic. Man. Now it's kind of just GG. And I can see why they like the bat into the SF. I don't think this lane's really that favorable. I really don't. I think the first blood really helped him because he was able to buy stupid early boots null. Instead of having to ship out like clarities and maybe a mango to deal with the mana problems you'd have, he had instant null, which usually you just wouldn't have at all, right? So you'd have some more mana problems than he had. But instead, he just never has mana problems this lane because of the fact that, number one, he has this null, and number two is a Crystal Maiden. The Crystal Maiden playing actually a big part in this Batrider here. Right? This mana regen helps. 0.6, it adds up. It's not a ton, but it adds up. It does, especially when you combine it with the null mana regen, right? And then raindrops, that's 2 mana regen from all these different sources. That's 120 mana a minute. You know, that's pretty damn good. And he's getting really aggressive here. I think the only reason he gets aggressive here is because of the lack of mana on the Ember. He definitely clicked on Ember, and he's like, this guy's out of mana. He had a 10 stick, but it's not really enough to fight, considering he literally had 0 mana. So he chases him down, doesn't commit too hard. Tusk TPs him, but that's not going to do anything. And it's just a complete disaster. Also, on top of that, just to talk about why he's dragging the wave, it's efficiency. Just an efficiency play. You're not going to click the tower. You might be like, oh, there's a cart. You need to tank for the cart. It's like, yeah, you could do that. Or you could get extremely farmed. Right? You could get extremely farmed by dragging the wave here. Also, if this makes it in time, if this wave makes it in time, it probably won't. Oh, it was close. If that wave made it in time, the tower would have died anyway, which sometimes happens. It often happens depending on how big this creep wave is when it pushes in with the cart. Unfortunately, it wasn't big enough. What can you do? What can you do? But yeah, they get a huge kill, drags the wave. And yeah, I mean, this game's insane. I expected him actually not to go tranquils. I personally feel like if I was in his position this game, I might have opted for bots because I would have been like, oh, I'm having a great start. Let me buy bots and snowball. But I think his perspective is if he buys all these early stats, this Windlace, this Belt of Strength, the completed wand, raindrops, tranquils to heal up, he'll actually be able to play high tempo, which I really love and I appreciate here. It's also not his game to carry. Obviously, he does carry this game, but it's not his game to literally like farm and carry, at least not hard farm, because they have a PL, right? You're going to have to create space. At least to some extent, as he'll fly in here. But he can kind of confidently fly in as he finds the... That was just a bad play from Ember. He went way too far. But they find the lasso. They'll chase down the Tusk. I think they kill him here. Yeah. They chase down Tusk. He gets that kill. And now with these Tranquil Boots, he'll have the ability to eventually heal up. Where Boots of Travel Batrider would get stuck at a uncomfortable 8 HP range. Realistically, if he had bots, he wouldn't even be close to this HP because all of the damage he's taken over time would quickly add up with no convenient way to heal besides Magic Wand. That's not good enough. So he's in a great spot. Maxes out the Sticky, really looking to skirmish. Sometimes if your game is not going good on off-bat, you could expect to see a max E, actually, 2 points or 3 points in Sticky, and then back for E, skipping the Flame Break. But this is the full aggression build, which makes sense this game, right? You're just fully trying to get aggressive. As SF actually went Recovery Midas. I kind of don't blame him. I actually like... I can see why I'd go Midas. I think it's a bit weird. You should probably just go Mask of Madness so you have a bit of a better timing with the D-Lance, but he decides to go for the Midas. Either way, pushes in the top wave, cleans it up. A little bit afraid probably of a gank here. Doesn't really see the Tusk, so... Yeah, he's probably a little bit afraid. So farm up the large camp, playing safe, low information, doesn't know where Tusk is. At least didn't know where Tusk is. Maybe he does now. I don't think so. So they flare. Okay, he sees the Tusk. And he knows he can't just die to Tusk. Tusk SF isn't going to kill him when Flame Firefly's up. So what is he doing? Yeah, he's just really afraid of getting ganked here. He's really, really afraid. So he's going to stack the small camp. Does he farm the small camp? No, he just casually stacks it. Okay, so he casually stacks it. Now he sees a bunch of heroes mid. And is he going to TP mid? Oh, he is, with no Firefly. Really? I wouldn't have done this. I would have just said, I don't have Firefly. I'm not going to TP. I mean, he pops drums, but that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess him TPing out of top, the only thing it does that I could see being making it I mean, it could just be a mistake, right? But the only reason I could see it as okay is maybe let's PL farm it, but not PL didn't farm it. So I'm going to say that probably was just a mistake. Like, yes, him TPing mid can dissuade the enemy from doing, like, going more. It can. Like, obviously him popping drums and using Flame Break can easily save someone, but I don't know. I think he probably should have just stayed top and amped his farm a bit more. So, yeah, probably a bit of a mistake there. I'll keep it real. That TP didn't really seem like it did much. So, okay. We'll go back to the top. Oh, no, he comes mid, so they actually are looking to fight mid. They kind of want to wait for the Tiny, though. I bet they're going to poke until Tiny, as Clock, unfortunately, is going to get caught. He'll get the cogs out, but yeah, this is kind of the problem with Batrider early game. If the enemy groups up, your hero sucks. Like, it super sucks if they group up, because you can't really go in. Like, if he tries to go in, he's just going to get chained into an Ignite. Just, you know, it's not going to feel good. So you really want to farm your BKB, which is why I was particularly uneasy about him TPing mid, or meh about it, because I just feel like you should hit your timing, right? Like, on the BKB, you carry the game, you know? Pre-BKB, your hero's a bit shit, which is kind of why it's unpopular. If it loses it, like, he's crushing the game, and yet he still can't really skirmish that easily, right? If you lose your lane, like a lot of these Batriders that were being early picked, oh my god, this hero takes forever to recover. Like, it really does, because Firefly is such a long cooldown that you can't really just use it to farm conveniently. Because if you do, you can't fight. As they're going to look, okay, they find the SF, that's a great kill. He got flared, and he still went to it. That's pretty crazy. So probably have the BKB here. Does. Lassos the Tusk, just a good decision, playing it safe. At this point of the game, I would often make this mistake where I wouldn't BKB Lasso Tusk. Maybe I would just BKB and run or something. I'd like hold the lasso or something stupid. And the reason why you just get the kills, guys. Like, snowball your game, get the kills, and oh, they're gonna find Vitaly on the back end. Goes back in with the Firefly. Just get the kills, snowball your game. Don't be afraid to even lasso supports early on just to snowball your BKB timing. Like, I know he has BKB already, but just snowball your timings. Like, you can play passive when your shit's down, and there are downsides to casting your spells. Like, good teams will punish this by taking your towers or Roshan off of it, but that's not going to happen this game. They already lost mid tower and bottom tower. There's no tower for him to lose. They're not going to take Rosh. They don't have the heroes to do it right now, unless they like send every hero and it goes completely uncontested, which isn't going to happen. So he'll clear up top side, clear the jungle, just being efficient. I think he leaves bottom. Like, I kind of would have expected him to stay bottom, but picks up the blink. Gonna go for the Witchblade, which I love. Man, playing Witchblade Shard Bat feels so good. But alright, fight breaks out. Will he lasso Vitaly? No, he'll just Flame Break. Kind of surprised. A bit of a low committal go. He goes in now when the Black Hole's about to be down. Lassos onto the Ember. That's probably not a kill. So not a great lasso. It does force out some Remnant mana, but that's not great. But okay, I'm not gonna say an insane fight from here. Just pretty standard. Great toss on the battery assault clock. That was a good play to cancel the TP. And now he's going to swing the map. So he'll probably want to push out bottom. With the information that the enemy team is probably not just going to directly TP here. He'll clean up all the camps, be really efficient, really great play. And this is something most people don't do. If they win a fight top, they stay top. They kind of AFK top. But he TP's in. He's got his BKB up. Does this guy have BKB? He does. So he's not going to go on SF. This guy doesn't have BKB, but he's hard to kill. This guy doesn't have BKB, so maybe his best target is the Enigma, but he has no Black Hole, so he's kind of a shitty target. Best option, honestly, is probably the supports with how the game state is. So he gets gone on. Yeah, he'll probably just kill off the Tusk. That's like all you're probably going to get, but yeah, that's what you want. Maybe he looks to chase Gardic with max range stickies here. Has to be afraid of getting chains. Yeah, so he won't chase. Okay. Not too dominant, right? It's not too dominant. He's not at the point in the game where he just easily blows people up. If you don't know what timing in the game that is for Bat, it's Witchblade Shard. It's crazy how much damage you can do. In terms of talents, he opts for Sticky Napalm Radius and Movement Speed. Seems to be what most people take as he picks up the Blitz Knuckles. Blitz Knuckles are just good. It seems weird, but it helps you farm neutral camps with Sticky Napalm and just do damage with Sticky Napalm as Crystalite goes in with a combo, kill him off. It's so weird to me that they picked Tiny so early this game, but they're going to find the lasso. Is that enough for the PL? I don't think it is. He's no, oh, he has no mana. Why didn't he have a remnant there? That was weird. But alright, they take him out. Still not a 1 game. It's only a 4K lead. I mean, to be fair, it's a 4K lead with PL. Like, PL SF, you know, one hero definitely scales better than the other. Don't get me wrong, SF scales, but it's not Phantom Lancer, I can tell you that. So, he's 12-0, popping off, farming out the bottom side, cleared this up. Kill these camps before they respawn. Off to the top wave. Has to be careful about a gank. Doesn't see anyone. Yep, that's what he's afraid of. So he TP's base. And now the enemy is going to lose some creep waves to the top side if they don't react. So, okay, Ember shows top. Maybe they're going to smoke here. Maybe they'll wait lasso. That's an option too. Because the enemy has all their spells. You kind of might as well wait. Clock gets gone on. He could look to just jump the Batrider here. But he doesn't have lasso. So, and he's probably afraid of just getting black holed into just SF right click. So good decision not to go in. Very disciplined. Not making any mistakes. Not overextending. Looking for the Batrider here. I mean the Enigma. Doesn't find him, so he clears mid. Clearing mid is very important mid to late game because it's the wave that's going to give you the most important information of where the enemy is, if they're making a play or not. Like the fact that they're not clearing mid right now means that the SF's probably farming triangle, and you know you can basically assume a lot based on mid wave in particular. It's generally the best wave to clear. Gives the most info. So maybe he'll play off this top ward if the enemy goes into it. So he's going to look to clear mid. Won't cast Firefly. No chance. So he's afraid of pushing it in. Doesn't want to die. Enemy team might smoke to this top ward. Seems like he's kind of looking to maybe read it. Sees the SF. It's a good lasso target if there's a follow-up stun. But there's no follow-up stun. So he doesn't want to force. Constantly playing safe. Preventing himself from getting caught. Going to focus on just picking up the shard. He'll buy it. Actually genuinely queues up a D-Lance, unironically. That's crazy. I want to see how that plays out. It's actually the item he thinks he should buy. It's not even a flame. I'm not trying to flame him. I'm just saying that's what he thinks he should buy. So, okay. I think he could lasso analog here on the Ember Spirit. Honestly, lassoing the what is his name? Ogre Magi isn't that bad. But you might get block hold. I wonder what the Enigma has. So he doesn't have BKB, so he could, you know, it's very hard for him to actually... He could initiate and kind of ignore Black Hole, because it should be canceled by Clock or Tiny, if that is to happen. So he could kind of play, not careless, but a bit reckless. He'll go in, looking for an angle. Kites out. Oh, he didn't BKB. That could be bad. No, okay, they don't have an angle. And now Tusk committed Snowball, which means Tusk is maybe going to die. No, he actually kites out. Okay, I really thought they would jump there. I really thought they would jump, but I guess he just doesn't want to burn the lasso. He wants to save it for SF, perhaps? It feels like they're just trying to force the enemy into them. And yeah, the enemy doesn't even try, and they just give up ages to PL. That's a disaster. This is going to clear up top wave now, pushing to his level 10. Scans. Close. Damn, they almost got him. That was a crazy scan. What information did he have to scan Ember? I'm not going to go back and look just for time's sake, but that's crazy. What the hell? Alright. So he's got his shard now. If you don't know what the shard does, every other auto attack applies a stack of Sticky Napalm. And Sticky Napalm does so much damage. As he finds the Enigma here, just now basically you just auto attack him from the outside, and the Sticky Napalm plus the Witchblade will build up. So basically the Witchblade gives you attack speed, and the Witchblade passive, the damage take, works on Sticky Napalm. So basically you have this attack speed in this shard, and you just hit and build up stacks. It's really good. It's really, really good, actually. As they're going to go into the bottom side, Batrider coming in. SF isn't able to get out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, now this game's tough. Now this game's tough. This D-Lance is unironic. This is what we call a SpeeedDota unironic moment. It's unironic. As he finds the Tusk. Is that just a solo kill? And you can see, unfortunately, the Tiny does that. I wish Tiny didn't go in here so you could just really see how much damage this build does. But basically, because you can build up stacks so quickly, when you lasso, it also allows you to attack during lasso. So it also because Flaming Lasso usually disarms you, it doesn't if you have Shard, right? So you can pull a bit and then auto attack. If you're solo killing, you don't move them at all. I'm even surprised that he moved them. I don't know why you would. Maybe he wanted to chase the Enigma. Looks like he actually could find him here. No, okay, doesn't. He was hunting him, but doesn't find him. Last one on cooldown, which is a bit of a problem. He'll pick up the Boots of Bearing. So really, I like that he's picking up the Boots of Bearing. It's so important with the Shard to have the bonus attack speed and movement speed with the drums. So, love the Boots of Bearing here. Also enables his Dust slot. Why Dust? Glimmer? Oh, Silver Edge. Okay. Pops the Boots of Bearing. At this point, I guess he's going to play like a poke game. Yeah, is he going to poke this SF? Oh my god. Oh, if he hit that Flame Break, it would have forced this guy into a really bad range. But look at his HP, right? And this is the thing. He didn't even play this perfect mechanically, to be honest. I feel like he could have probably got an extra auto off. But when this SF shows, the point of this D-Lance is you can hit with the Witchblade from really far away, and you can just poke. Because usually your auto attack range sucks so bad that this is a big risk. But unfortunately, the Flame Break misses. If it didn't, maybe he could have, got an extra stack of sticky napalm. And look at this, man. He's just chipping the hell out of this SF. And the enemy doesn't want to go on him. They're considering it, but he's also got the two Flame Break charges. This talent is so freaking good, man. Because it lets you just throw these obnoxious Flame Breaks that cancel blinks for such a long time. What is it, 8 seconds? Yeah. So, and it's such a long cast range, so you can kind of easily cancel blinks and shit. It's really powerful. He'll kite out, staying on the edge, getting some mana regen from the Crystal Woman. And maybe he'll look to go on Tusk here, just poke him. He has to be careful, right? Doesn't want to get his BKB forced for no reason, so he's really looking for separated targets. Doesn't find anything, so he'll just farm it up. Doesn't even have to use Firefly to farm anymore, which is a key thing to do in the late game. Once you have the Flame Break charges and all these like the Shard and shit, you don't actually have to ever use Firefly to farm. You can for movement speed, but then it's on cooldown, and you want to have it for team fights. So, yeah, basically the Flame Break plus just auto-attacking with your Shard is typically enough to clear waves and camps efficiently. So, that's, you always want to make that adjustment if you are going to play the hero. So, Wisper is doing that, which I like to see, because I'm like, I swear you should be doing this. It's good to see him doing it. Kind of reaffirms my idea on that. Might look to poke Gardic here. He could. So he throws out the Flame Break. It's not going to do too much. It doesn't really do too much damage without Sticky, but yeah, that's a good jump. So he's just going to last one. And he basically could have solo killed him if he kept him still, but he probably didn't want to. And I like that jump. Just take out the Tusk. You're going high ground. You don't have Aegis, so you don't have to commit to this push. It's not like you have Aegis and you're trying to kind of end the game. You're just trying to get a pick, and you could back if you want. And maybe Beast Coast just backs here. No, okay, they're not. I think they just feel like the PL's untouchable. Yeah, I think they just feel that the PL's a bit untouchable. You're going to jump in. They're trying to kill Gardic. Crystallic kind of messes up here, and he'll have to sort of play the outside of the fight. With no lasso, you're not going to commit in. It would be very stupid to commit in. And you can see he's actually playing the outside, so he's hardcore playing the outside. Probably will look to just poke the SF from the edge, but he knows the black hole is around, so he's careful. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. I didn't even see that. I tuned out of this game when this happened. Oh, that is so sad. Well, I was talking about there being a black hole, but there's no black hole. All right. And yeah, look at his positioning, though. This build's cool. It really is just playing around the Shard, which I like, because if you don't have this build, usually you have to commit in, and then when your BKB is on cooldown, you're useless. But this build allows you to just apply a ton of stickies. So if the enemy has a ton of Lotuses, maybe this isn't the best playstyle, but if they don't, which they definitely don't this game, this build is insanely strong. So he's going to go in, just kind of poking. You can see, just hitting from so far away. And just, yeah, he's literally just playing the outside of the fight. I feel like he probably could have blunked in here, just committed on the SF. But no, okay, the BKB comes out, so he's not going to do it. Instead, he'll look to the Ember. Still, you just have poor armor, right? It's a bit of an issue. But look, the stacks just build up, and you just die. Man, the stacks build up because you're hitting very fast, right? What is it, like probably 0.8? Oh, I'm so smart. Oh my god, 0.81. But yeah, cool build. All right, they call GG. So yeah, I expected him actually to have more of an explosive game. He played really disciplined. Maybe that's what makes this guy so good. Even when I thought he should be popping off, going for solo kills and shit like that. I mean, yeah, he took Tusk out of the fight a couple times, got some key lasso kills, but didn't really solo kill the Ember, the Enigma, the SF. He was just kind of picking off the supports for the most part, and then finding key lassos when people overextended. Really didn't force the issue much at all. Which I think is pretty good on Batrider, because people force it, but this is a game where it's hard to do so. They have Walrus Punch through your BKB, SF right click through your BKB, Black Hole. It's not a game where you can run in easily, but he understood. I mean, this is really cool. He understood that This is not a game where he just YOLOs in. He buys this Dragonlance into a later Octarine, right? Aether, he's going to go Octarine. And he can just play a ranged poke build, which is extremely good. I think the best way to counter SF is poke, which is why I think, honestly, my favorite counter that teams have been picking against SF is Zeus. I really think Zeus is the best hero because it just plays out of range and forces SF's BKB, which SF despises. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like these types of analysis, let me know. Tell me what hero or TI performance I should look at next. Someone did say that there's like, Zuko was the highest like comment, who's my editor for this channel. And he's like, review this game in 70 minutes. I don't know if I'll do it. 70-minute game is kind of insane. I don't know. But alright, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.